It's not working. So I think I've done a review of Versace Eros first, the flame version, but I don't think I've done a review on just the regular one. And since I need to keep my channel active fragrance-wise, and I see Eros is becoming a meme for a while now on 4chan, I may as well give it its own review, I guess. It's actually kind of interesting how popular Eros is becoming in the internet community the past couple of years or so, maybe. It's achieved kind of like a meme status on 4chan, like I said, it seems. And I see a lot of reviewers have kind of like warmed up to it over the past couple of years. I remember at first it seemed to get a good amount of hate for some reason. People used to think it was like 1 million for some reason, which, really makes no sense other than that, it's like they're both sweet or maybe they both have a potential bubblegum smell to them, I suppose. But, they're definitely not similar. Besides that, they're not whatsoever, right? For people that were hating on it, you know what I mean? I remember, I actually thought it was funny. I remember back in the day, people used to say they liked it just because of the bottle, which I actually don't think the bottle is that cool. But anyway, let's move on to something else, right? I know actually to get that out of the way, comparing 1 million to Eros, I actually like Eros better than 1 million. I'm not really big on 1 million, and if I wanted to smell like 1 million, I would just wear VIP 212 Men personally, right? And also for Versace Eros the Flame version, it's trash. Just fucking throw it out. I don't even want to talk about it. I think the Versace Eros Flame is it smells terrible. So let's get rid of it, right? Let's move on to how Eros smells though. I would say Versace Eros is like at first imagine it's like biting into some minty bubblegum. You get a crisp bite for the first chew of it, and then instantly it turns into a green apple vanilla bubblegum. As the vanilla gets stronger, the apple goes away more, but you get a lemon smell to go with the vanilla, giving it a sort of clean tinge. And there's still a bit of juiciness to it, despite it's almost like cupcake or vanilla pie with a pinch of lemon smell. And then as those juicy, clean, fresh aspects continue to leave and we just start getting whispers of that, we get more of the warmth of the tonka. We can get some smell of the warm woods in the background to go along again with this sort of green apple, vanilla cake, bubblegum flavor bubblegum that we're chewing, right? That's kind of how I would describe it, right? Performance is good. I don't want to say it's beast, and I don't know anything about reformulations, but I have had some pretty deceptively strong performance days out of it at times. I've actually gotten compliments on this unsolicitedly 10 hours after, even after I put it on, actually. So actually getting to compliments, which is, what people tend to care about. What do I think about compliments? Well, again, compliments can be kind of random, so it's hard to judge. I can say in terms of like cheating during like a smell test, Eros is one of the best fragrances that I have. It does really well. It's one fragrance little cheating competitions, I guess, if you care about that. I can say, of course, it is one of these fragrances that as the years it's gotten more and more popular to the point that I do notice that it is something that people will call out by name that they've noticed that, hey, you're wearing Eros, aren't you? It's also something that maybe I'm talking to a girl and they're like, oh, I really love Versace Eros, or you're talking to whoever, and it's a fragrance that people are continually throughout the years actually knowing as a fragrance they like, So if you mention something like that, it's got to be pretty good, I guess, right? So in that aspect, I would say it's a top tier fragrance, right? But in terms of actually like not cheating, not just like talking to someone, but in terms of like unsolicited compliments getting stopped, you know what I mean? Although it's good in the grand scheme of things, considering some of the reactions I've had from fragrances and the ratio of reactions, I would just say it's good. Again, compliments are kind of random, but I've had better ratio with other fragrances and I've had better reactions from other fragrances, you know what I mean? So again, maybe in terms of if we're going with like the asterisk mark of cheating, then yes, Eros is a top complimented fragrance. But if we're going just unsolicited, I'm gonna say it's just a good fragrance, right? Compared to some other stuff that I've worn. So since people like stories, what's a funny fragrance story I can tell you about Eros? Well, okay. So I was out one day and I'd actually gotten multiple compliments on it, right? And people, a girl had even know, she's like, "Oh, that's Eros, that's my favorite fragrance," right? You know what I mean? Anyway, so I was leaving this little get together, right? And I'm getting ready to leave. And this girl, she's like, "Oh, wait, before you go," right? And she comes over to me and, she's like, "Oh, let me hug you before you go," right? And so, she gives me a hug and she starts like burying her like face into my neck. And she's kind of out of it actually, right? But, just like, ooh, her face just straight into my neck, rubbing me all over. And then she started like kissing me all over. And I was like, okay, okay. Like, what's going on, right? And she's just like all over her face, right? All over, dude. And she just pulled away and she said something like, "I just wanted it to be all over my face. I wanted you," she said something like, I want you to be all over my face even when you leave so I can still smell you." I'm trying to think. She said something like that. It sounded like kind of sexual and funny, right? She's like, "God, I'm like ruining the story. Like, I want it all over my face so I can smell you even after you leave." She said something like that. And I was like, "Oh, geez, okay. Well, there you go, right?" I thought that was pretty funny, right? Anyway, so at the end of the day, yeah, kind of like imagine you're chewing this minty bubble gum. The minty crispness of that fresh breath goes away real quickly. Then you get sort of an apple vanilla bubble gum. Then it becomes kind of a vanilla with a pinch of lemon bubble gum. And then, then you can smell like the vanilla kind of cupcake, with some warm tonka, woods in the background. You know what I mean? That kind of smell. I do think it's good. I actually do agree. I mean, if we're going by cheating compliments, I do think it smells really good. Sometimes I can understand why some people might think that it smells synthetic and bad, like because there's a lot going on, so maybe it mixes bad. It might be a synthetic mess, but sometimes it does smell like a synthetic masterpiece. Like I have sprayed this on paper just for something to smell and put it in my car before. I'm like, man, this smells really fucking good. So. Anyway, at the end of the day, I know it's because some people talk about what's the best clubbing fragrance. I'm not really a clubber or anything like that, but in terms of fragrances that get compared to that, I do think this is better than 1 million. Like I said, 'cause if I was going to wear 1 million, I would just wear 212 VIP Men in the first place. I do think this smells better than Invictus, although Invictus is, I've heard many girls like that. Is it better than Ultra Lamal? I don't know if it's better than Ultra Lamal. I do like Ultra Mall, and the thing is, I'm kind of biased towards Vanilla Sense, so I'm not sure if it's better than Ultra Mall. I like them both, right? Anyway, so is it the top tier 4chan fragrance that people say? I don't know. I do think it's good, and I liked it before it became a meme, I guess. You know what I mean? So, whatever the case, at the end of the day, wear whatever you like, you know what I mean? Whatever works for you. So, keeping my channel active fragrance wise, the end.